Alright, so here's what we're working on today. The 941B Caterpillar track loader. I've had this thing a couple months now. Some unique things we've had to do to keep it going here. We put solar panels on it from the old Harbor Freight, $10 a piece, on a 24-volt system. And we just hooked that individually to the batteries on this thing. And it keeps it charged, so you're doing 12 volts on the battery individually, which is keeping the 24-volt system charged. I wasn't sure if that would work or not, but it did hold up and work. It's a pretty good old machine. I mean, it's old, it's wore out. Tracks are decent on it. Sprockets are decent. The chains are probably, I'm going to say they're half-life. They're pretty wore down, but for farm use, they're doing pretty good. So he's running this machine, digging some dirt out, and it started missing and sputtering. And luckily, the Cat has a fuel pressure gauge on it, which has been in the middle all the time I've been running it, and it dropped down to red, so definitely had a fuel issue. So we're diving into that. I've already started working on that deal. Put a fuel filter on it. That did not make a difference. And then I figured out this thing has a little bell down here looking deal going into the injection pump, and figured that was a screen. I have pulled that out, and it was a 1/4 inch of rust in the bottom of it, mud just caked in. Filter was completely clogged, and it's a metal screen. I'll show you that here in a minute. And when I tried to blow it and clean it, it ripped. So now here's the good thing about owning Caterpillar. I've had an International dozer, and getting parts took forever. It was a pain in the butt. I could not find this little bell deal in this filter the way it looked on the internet. Looked everywhere. Called Caterpillar up, which is right down the road from me, and they had it here the next morning. He said, give me an hour. He figured it out. Sent him a picture of what it looked like. He found it, got it next day. I think it was like $40 for everything. I got the Cat spin-on filter, that filter. And the Cat spin-on filter's a lot different made than the Wix one that was on it. It seems like it fits it better. The Wix one just seemed it's bigger. These are just, it's a wider filter, and it just, I don't know, when it threaded on, it still didn't feel, it was loose. And this one, I don't know. You're better off by the Cat one, I think. There's something about it. But anyway, I'm going to take this back off and show you what I had to do to it, because it had holes on the bottom of it, is what I've put this thing on 3 times. And it's aggravating because it has a spin-on little nut on the bottom that pushes up on that, which of course the seals, when I broke them, they were shot. Then I dropped that nut down in the belly pan, had to find it. It's just a weird design. And that system pressurizes from that lift pump a lot, so if there's a leak, you're going to find it fast. So it had pinholes on the bottom of that bowl that the rust had started, so I put it on. It's just spraying everywhere. So I think we fixed that. I'm working there now. And then of course, you can see here I put a Wix filter on the front of this line coming in, because we drained, I didn't know if it was water or what in it, but it was full of rust. There's rust scales going all into the system that stopped that up, and it completely stopped from here to in there up with rust particles. I had to run carburetor cleaner, a nozzle up through it, and get all that blowed out. It wasn't just the screener that was stopped up. And I got one of these little mirrors here, and you can get back up in there and look up into the hole, and I mean, it was just completely caked with rust. But so hopefully this little inline filter we put on here is going to catch most of that for now, as I just put a full tank of diesel in this, and I really don't feel like draining it. So hopefully I can just monitor that, go run it, starts getting stopped up, try to clean it out, put another filter on it, and not deal with that bell design, because it's a pain in the butt to take off, and it leaks if you look at it funny. So I got to take that back off, get that resealed back like it's supposed to be, and then we're going to see if this thing's got fuel pressure and runs, and go move some dirt with it. Alright, so taking this back off, you can see all you got right here is that little spinner deal that spins and pushes up on the bottom of this bowl. It goes right in here. Now I've got epoxy. I filled this thing up a quarter with 2-part epoxy in the bottom because this thing had pinholes just all in the bottom of it, all around there, leaking diesel out. So I'm hoping this epoxy's already hardened up and everything. I'm hoping that will solve that issue of the leaking for now anyway. So I gotta get another one of those. And then I will show you the screen filter. And this is a 3304 cat. So as I was saying, 3304 cat. I look, they've got different injection setups on these engines. I haven't seen this on the internet anywhere. It was set up with everything on the right side. Even some of these loaders had it on the left side. It's a weird design, but that's the brand new screen. It has a Phillips screw in the bottom of it, screws up into that housing. The one that come out of it didn't have that, and you kind of had to play with it because that spins on a bolt. You kind of had, it's not even a bolt, it's flat on the end. But anyway, that's the screen part, and then of course it's got a rubber seal up in the top of that, and that's where that little mirror comes in handy, because you can just shine that right down in there and see the seal and the hole that I was running into issues because I put all this back together and it still didn't run, and then I figured out the whole hole, it had to have a light on it to really see it, but the hole going all the way back to there was full of rust. So fun. So I'm gonna get this sealed up back together. We're gonna run it and see if we got fuel pressure now. So I'm gonna try to show this on camera. It's just a dumb design. I really don't like this. I can see why. I haven't ever seen this on equipment before. But you can see on there that stupid spinner thing on there. You've got to spin that to tighten it to push up on the seal, and it's just a pain in the butt to get anything in here to service this. It's just dumb. Trying to do this in the field would just be a nightmare. If you ain't got these perfect length little pliers, you're in trouble. But yeah, you've got just that little bit of room to tighten that. I can see why this is not on equipment today. I mean, that's one way to do it. Put a dang band around it and a bolt to tighten it. But man, it's frustrating. I mean, you keep doing this, you're going to rip all the grip off that nut anyway. Because it's definitely not liking it. Man, there's so many ways better they could have done this. I mean, an inline filter just would have been dandy. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know. We'll see if it leaks or not right like that. I'm gonna go crazy with it. It's definitely tight. So I don't know. Weird design. So let's fire the old girl up and see if she's spraying diesel everywhere again or not. move some dirt finally. I think that's good to go. Check our fuel pressure. What is it looking like? I just wonder on that gauge if it's not going all the way green because that injection pump has so much wear on it. It's worn out, probably needs new seals in it. I don't know. It's doing a little bit better than where it was, but it's never been all the way over in the green, but that should be good. And I'll get your guys' opinions on these chains, because y'all know more about chains than I do. The wear on that, you can see it's kind of dug in right in here. That may not even be 50%. It's hard to tell, especially on camera. That might be 30%. Or no, I mean like 70% wear, I don't know. But I'm assuming what I've read online, you can actually rotate that. I don't know if somebody sees this video and comments on that. I guess they can push that out and spin it around. It's not horrible, but it's definitely worn. So I don't know if you call it 50% or what, but I mean, it's got good pads on it, and it's got all the rollers are good. The idlers look great on the front on the wear on it, and it's not even tried to pop a track. And I've had it on some stupid hills, so it's not a bad little dozer. I don't even know if the system's charging or not. I haven't stuck a meter on it, but we threw those solar panels on it, so I'm assuming that the either the system's charging those panels or keeping them hot, one or the other, because it's never been dead. Fires right up. Hardly any leaks. It just seeps, couple cylinder seat. Got good bucket teeth. Strong machine. I've always wanted one of these, just see how they compared to a skid steer. And I'll put a video up on this thing. It's one of them the center stump jumper out of a MTL brush cutter that mutinied on me, and the weld's cracked and it destroyed itself. That was about a $1,400 fix there, so that was lovely. But anyway, let's take this thing and move some dirt and see how it does now. I think it should run pretty good.